Be the change. Why would you want to be the change? Well, you don't? Well, what if I said then, instead of hopping around in life, being all drawn into the drama everywhere around you, always something going on, always something that gets on your nerve a little bit, something that stresses you out a little bit, what if I could tell you that there's like this peaceful place within yourself? You already have it. It's already there. You just have to remember it. And the way to remember it is to quiet the mind. Presence. How can you quiet the mind? Inner body. You can feel your inner body. If you close your eyes, and you focus just within yourself, in your hands, your feet, and you feel that energy field within yourself. Once you get in touch with that energy field within yourself, you are now present in the moment, and you're no longer a slave to your thoughts. Esther and Abraham Hicks says this regarding your creation of your own life experience. You are creating your own life experience. That's with presence. You are creating your own life experience. Without the presence, you are hopping around in life, reacting to everything that was taught to you from before. So now you're just living a reactive life, and you don't understand why you're not happy with it, because you didn't create it. You didn't go within and you figured out how to quiet that mind. What are your feelings doing? How do you feel? What is it that you're attracting into your life? So regarding your creation of your own life experience, there really is only one important question for you to ask. How can I bring myself into vibrational alignment with the desires that my experience has produced? And the answer is simple. Pay attention to the way you feel and deliberately choose thoughts about everything that feel good to you when you think them. Feel good. Thoughts that make you feel good, and think about that, because now you're going to attract other things that make you feel good. Great Spirit, consciousness, presence. What is the overall message here today? Failure. Failure is something that we often really don't want in our life. Failure. Sometimes failure can be a beautiful redirection into something different. If you did get what you wanted, then maybe you would be in a lot of trouble, but you didn't see all that because you couldn't see beyond the surface. And people are presenting a whole different self on the surface than maybe what is behind the surface. And so failure in some aspects can be a good thing. It can be a great thing. It can be what actually direct you into the path that you're supposed to take, or like that would be better for you, that you would have more fun taking, that you would be feeling more fulfilled taking. I mean, there's no wrong or right. It's just how it's going to make you feel in your life. How is your life going to feel if you choose this thing because they told you that this is something that you should do? Your parents told you that you should become whatever, like occupation that your parents told you, this is what you should become. And then you'd be like, oh, I should become that. Then make them so happy. And then you try and do it. You can't really figure it out. And you feel like a failure because now you're not going to be able to do that. And then it's not your path. It's from the conditioning. And so failure, if we can become friends with failure, like what is a failure? Like, can you become friends with failure? Like, it didn't live up to your expectations. Is it then a failure, or is it just something that you did that just didn't work out that well? Got the Ace of Cups, a brand new beginning. A loving cup is available. Like, this is the energy today. Like, this loving cup is like self-fulfilling cup. That's like maybe the essence of be your own best friend. Like, be connected and be your own best friend. Do what is good for you. We got the Page of Cups surrounding. So, and something is hidden, which it always is. We rarely get to see everything of everything. Like, It's life. Things are going to be hidden, and sometimes it's hidden not because we are someone is lying, or someone is keeping it away from us, or deliberately trying to do that. Sometimes that's not why it's hidden. Sometimes it's just hidden because you don't have the presence, you don't have the ability to see it yet, because your mind is still locked on everything that is physical. Yeah, that's the only things that are real, is what is, I can touch it and it's here. And even like the energy in this table is not even visible to us, but it's there. So the things that we see and the things that we don't see is sometimes it's not because people are being tricky, or they're doing tricky things. Sometimes it's just because we don't have the information within ourselves yet to understand it completely. That one, didn't I? What's before you? Co-creating, depending on your current state and choices. 5 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords. Okay, that's beautiful. And then I'm gonna let you know in just a little bit. 3 of Swords. So, if you think that you're going to fail, what do you think is going to happen? If you think that you are going to, like deep within your core, you think that this is not going to work out, it's just doing it because I don't even know why I'm doing it, I'm just doing it because whatever, and then you're afraid of failure. Like failure might be the biggest fear that you have in your life. And so how do you deal with that? What do you do with that? Like, okay, fear of failure. Perhaps you can write a letter to failure. Like, what does it mean to you? Failure. What does that mean to you? And what is, maybe you can research something else. See what kind of redirection. Maybe this is not working, because if you allowed it to just wither away, just lay it down for a little bit, you can always pick things back up again. And then you just let it drop away for a little bit, and then see what opens up before you, because there's like a brand new start and love surrounding you. And this might be what you don't see, because you're so caught up in that inner fear, the fear of the heartbreak, the fear of the heartache. And I know the heartache and heartbreaks, they're the worst. Like if you've been through them, which I'm sure we all have, because we're human beings on planet Earth, and it's a very dysfunctional place to live for a person. And so heartaches, we've all had them, we have all experienced it, and it sucks. It is so disturbing for the path that you're on, whatever you did in your life, and that happens and it throws everything to the side. And so here, I think like with boundaries and failure and heartbreaks, I think boundaries are showing up here, because are you able to stand your ground where and when you need to? Like stand your ground. If people ask you to do stuff, like, are you okay with just saying, no, I won't be there. No, I won't be there. And until you find clarity in what you really want to do. So that you don't just show up for everything just because someone asked. And so standing your ground, like I recognize my truth is just as valid as other people's truth, and assert myself appropriately. Do you understand? Like, do you have that sense of validation within yourself that you are just as valid as the next person and the next person back there? It doesn't really matter what the status is. As a human being, we all have value. We all have the same value. And then it depends on how we're able to cope with the circumstances around us, what we're able to do with our minds, how we're able to up level or change our emotional state. Because if you walk around fear of failure and you walk around shielded, walls up, I am not going through this heartache again, which I get it, I understand, that is Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to do that. But you also are going to cut yourself off from this new beginning, the new love that is coming in. And with all the work that you have done on yourself, and the characteristic that shows up with your persona is like that you are a person who is very caring, nurturing, creative, loving to bring things to life, loving to bring your energy to the table, loving to bring who you are into the equation. And this is who you are. And now there's like a brand new start available for you. Are you going to take it? Or are you going to sit there and wallow in the fear of failure and the fear of heartbreak? Even if you take it, even if you take this chance, this Page of Cups is here too. It's a lesson in love that is surrounding you. It's a lesson in love. Will it work out? Will it not? Who knows? But if you try it, it might work out. If you don't try it, it won't. And then you'll sit there behind your walls, behind your fears, and you'll sit there, and that's sad. Like, that's like, now you're gonna hate your life in a while, because this is freaking boring to be by yourself all the time and to hop around on planet Earth and just not having that connection with people, or like never trying anything new. Oh no, I'm gonna get up in the morning, I'm gonna do the same things that I did yesterday the exactly same way, and then I am going to bed and I feel good because I didn't get stirred up in my emotions, and I did this pretty good, and now I can hold a sense of control with my life. Afraid of the unknown, afraid of what you cannot see. I mean, the moon is like that information, like what you cannot see. Like, you will know exactly what you need to know. If you have ever been out bicycling or walking or whatever under the moon, you'll see that the moon is going to light up the path for you, but it's not going to light it up all the way like the sun is lighting up everything. Like now everything is shows, but in the moon you can always see, you can only see a little bit. And so that's what you need to see. It's going to give you what you need to see, but you have to be okay with walking half blindly on faith, and trust that there is generosity in the world. Trust that there is good, kind-natured people. Trust that there are people who are loyal, and they speak loyalty, and they are loyalty and royalty, and that's the same thing almost, because if you're a loyal person this day and age, it's a very, I'd say, rare quality to have almost with loyalty, and it's definitely there, and it's definitely also the energy of mastering emotions. So mastering emotions, and with the boundaries, mastering emotions, because if you have, if you're a very compassionate person, you have a lot of empathy, you can understand people very well, and you know all these things, and then they're gonna come, like, you're gonna be like this magnet to because they are starving for it. They're like dehydrated for this loving cup of water. They need to feel something good, right? And you're gonna be a magnet of it if you have if you have that quality within yourself. So boundaries. I trust in and I expect a positive outcome. Trust and expect a positive outcome. This is why the failure and the Three of Swords is here. And also remember, like, how do you feel? How do you feel? Deliberately choose thoughts that make you feel good, so that you can stand in alignment with whatever it is that you're trying to manifest into your life at the moment, right? And so boundaries, I trust in and expect a positive outcome, and have the strength and kindness needed to enable me to stand the ground. The strength, yes, you have the strength. You are able to stand in your emotion. You are able to handle your emotions. You are able to do these things. And this cup from within, you do have that connection with the things around you that you can feel. And if you don't, then tap into the gratitude. Put a gratitude list in play. Now you're going to tap into that loving cup, that ever-filling loving cup. And so do what is necessary to bring you into alignment with the desire that you want, and so that you can stand your ground, and you can do the things that you need to do. Your kindness is enough. Your strength and your kindness is enough. And then you put boundaries around you so that you don't just give it away to anybody and everybody who is asking for it, because that will drain you. And then you'll have to pick yourself back up, and you might have to say goodbye to some things. You might have to say goodbye to these fears and these So you might have to say goodbye to being bullied. Like this can be also like the Three of Swords. People who, so characteristics. Okay, if you grew up with a bully, if you grew up with a bully in your household or two or maybe more, if you grew up with bullies in your household, you're gonna confuse those kind of characteristics with love. And it's not because they are similar. It's not even because they resemble each other at all. It's just because you're used to it. This is what you're used to. So then you'll have to go within and figure out what you can do to eliminate that kind of characteristics and put new characteristics. Maybe sit down and like, what does the character of love and compassion and loyalty and respect look like? And then you figure that out and you embody that so that you can say goodbye for good to characters that are not in alignment with strength. They are not in alignment with loyalty. They are not in alignment with kindness. And if they are not, then and you work on this aspect of fear of failure and the heartbreaks that has been, they don't have to come again. Now you're saying goodbye to that kind of characters that would like to do that. They like to do stuff like that. People do that. That's one group of people. Just leave them on the sideline because you don't have to worry about them. And then keep on with your action and your words and speak it into fruition. And anyway, so people already see you and view you. You can feel comfortable that whatever fear of failure and fear of heartbreak that you have inside, it's not showing on the outside. It's not like you're walking around like an open wound or whatever. You are seen as someone who has great balance, who is able to balance out the different aspects of life. And also that is nurturing and tapped in to the energy. And so being tapped in is like, okay, so what is the wound? Maybe you can find that origin of the wound that is creating these characters to come into your life over and over again. Even though they're familiar, they're not good for you. And if they're not good for you, they're going to lower your vibration. So now you're going to have to work on getting yourself positive again. You're going to have to work on figuring out how to level up your emotions again. And you're going to work on, and there are energy vampires everywhere. People who want to disturb your energy. They like to do that because they haven't figured out how to level up themselves. And some people don't want to level up either. So just let them do their own journey. And this fear of failure and the fear of the heartbreak also is including here, like maybe trying to avoid a huge change in life, which I can relate to that. I'm sure everybody can relate to that. Is big changes. It's difficult for us humans to go through big changes. It's something that we rarely, or rather would not want to do. The big changes, big life changes, maybe you need to break up with some friends and leave them in the background because they're not fruitful for your growth. Maybe you need to change the group of people that you hang out with or the organization that you're connected to. And that's going to be a big change. Or maybe you have to move from where you're living into a different place. Or maybe you have to go out there and invite that new love in. And by inviting a new love in, now everything in your life is going to change. Are you going to be okay with that? You are going to be able to handle it. But you have to also be brave enough to go in there and try it. And the teamwork again and quality work, like taking care of your frame, like mind, body, and soul. Be a good manager of your mind here on planet Earth. Like take charge of what's going on up in your headspace. Because it's for the most part pretty much insanity that goes all around with the headspace. So be a good manager of your mind. If anything today, you take from anything from this message today, then notice, sit down and just notice what kind of thoughts come up. When you think about failure, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like anxious, nauseous? Or like if it does, then that's a real thing in you. And that's a wound that you are going to want to go in and look at it and have some compassion for it. And look at that feeling. Where does it come from? What happened with you that made you feel so fearful about making a mistake? Like sometimes people will hurt you and they will wound you if you make mistakes. And so then you're going to have to go within and figure out what is the wound, like where is it and how can you feel it out. And then just allowing it to be and feel it out, and then you can take control over that part, and then it'll release from you. And so with the Three of Pentacles here is quality work, doing good, also attracting other people. Maybe you did some work in your physical life, in your presence, in your body. Perhaps you've done so much work that it's starting to show, and now people are noticing. They want to work with you and figure out how you did that. How did you take control of that, and how did you do that? And then now you can use your knowledge to help other people. And if you have not started on that journey yet, like your mind, body, and your soul, how do you feel? Like, check in with yourself throughout the day. How do you feel? What kind of energy are you emitting out there? Because this is what you're going to attract in there. If it's good, if it's not good, then just be grateful for your fingers, or be grateful for your toes, or whatever in this moment, and find that feeling of gratitude again, so you can bring yourself into a good vibration. And your body, like a little bit out of the day, is going a long way to just feel strong in your body. And what they say, house, if like what you feel in your inner body, you're going to take back all the space that is within your body. And even the Bible talks about like not being present in your body allows other shady characters to come in and take root in your system. And so you want to be present in your body, and you want to make some effort to be strong in your body. And your soul. If it's good for your soul, then it's good for your soul. And no matter where you are at this moment in your life, you can change everything a little bit at a time. Put 1 year, okay, I'm going to do this regularly for 1 year. Perhaps it's the new routine, workout routine. Perhaps you just want to strengthen up your upper body because you have to lean on it all the time, or you have to work with your upper body all the time. Then perhaps that's a good place to work on the muscles, work on strengthening those kind of muscles. So it's easier to move around on planet Earth. Now you do that for 1 year, you commit to it, and then you write down how you feel at this moment. And I promise you that year is going to be very challenging in many ways, but if you just keep it on, because that's why you set a time frame to push you through the harder times. And you're going to see marvelous, like miraculous results in whatever you do. And you're going to be here 1 year from now, you're going to be here anyway. And if you start today, and then in 1 year from now, whatever you choose to do a little bit at a time, every day, is going to be a huge improvement in your life. Whew. Presence. Eckhart Tolle says, it's really easy, actually, if you think about it, to be a person on planet Earth, because people either sit somewhere, they stand up somewhere, or they lay down somewhere on planet Earth. That's it. Just simplify it. The beautiful light in me, it honors, it respects, and it loves that same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste.